Guys, welcome back to the Wholesome Homestead. So while I'm down here checking on our new baby chicks, I thought I would just give you guys some tips and tricks to raising them and just some things that we've kind of learned the hard way. So this is our little chick brooder, and as you can see, we have it covered on all sides to help keep the heat in. We have a heat lamp on the inside that is secured. That's very important. Now this is a chicken brooder that we actually bought. It doesn't have to be fancy or expensive. You can actually make it out of a lot of different things. But one thing I will mention, something we're going to be changing, is you don't want chicken wire. You really want to use hardware cloth. You want to make sure that it's predator proof because there's a lot of different things want to eat baby chicks, including rats. Rats, raccoons, all kinds of things can actually either chew through or just get right into your brooder. So there's our heat lamp. Now in the beginning, you can see we have a thermometer in there. You'll want to keep your chicks at 95 degrees. Every week, you'll raise up the heat lamp so that it lowers the temperature by 5 degrees until they're fully feathered and they can go outside. Another thing you want to do is make sure they never run out of food and keep clean water available at all times. As you can see, I was just getting ready to clean ours. You also want to clean out their bedding periodically. They can get coccidiosis really easily from having a dirty brooder. And one of the not so glamorous sides of farming is something we lovingly refer to as poopy butt. So you'll want to check their vents every day because they can get a buildup of feces on their vent, and that can actually kill them. So you'll want to take a wet rag and just gently clean that off and check them all every day. There's a few different medications that you can have on hand in case they do get any issues, or you might want to have a little package of chick electrolytes to put in their water. These chicks are about 5 days old and they're doing really well. Now one of the things that you can do to check to see if they're too hot or too cold is if they were running away from the heat lamp and say they were over here in this area, or if they fluff their feathers out, their wings out, then that's a good indication that they are too warm. And if they're huddled up or making a lot of noise trying to stay right underneath this heat lamp, then you may want to lower it just a little bit. Now there's a few different types of heat lamps out there on the market. You'll want to check to make sure that yours is heavy duty and has the ceramic top and that it's designed specifically for this purpose. Some heat lamps are not, and that's how fires get started. But just do your homework and you shouldn't have any problems. Food. Now chicks eat starter crumbles. To show you the difference, these are the crumbles, these are layer pellets. So you'll start them on chick grower, or it's called flock raiser, until they're about 17 weeks, and then you'll want to start them on the layer pellets because they should start laying eggs at around 24 weeks. Another thing you'll want to do is keep in mind what breed of chickens you have. Make sure you do your research because there's a few types of meat breeds that are on a 12 on 12 off schedule. So you want to make sure that they have free access to food for 12 hours and then take their food away because they can actually grow too big too quickly and end up having heart attacks or broken legs or all kind of other problems. One more thing I forgot to mention is wherever you get your chicks from, make sure that they've been vaccinated against Marek's disease. So Marek's can cause many different things, but one of the issues is that it causes an upper respiratory infection, and once they have it, it really never goes away. They can have recurring infections, they can pass it on to all the other chickens, and it can actually be fatal. We lost a lot of our chickens in the beginning to this. Some of the bigger stores don't necessarily order them vaccinated because they're more expensive, so just make sure and check that the place you do order them from has been vaccinated. And any new chickens that you get, if you already have chickens, make sure that you quarantine them for at least 30 days. The last thing I'll mention is if you really want to get started raising baby chicks but money's really tight, you don't have to go real fancy or expensive. The first time we raised chicks, we actually just used a tote that we cut a top out of the lid and then put hardware cloth on top of that so that nothing could get in. We could still attach a heat lamp to the outside of it so they could stay nice and warm. So just a nice big heavy duty tub, put your shavings down in the bottom, food and water and a heat lamp, and that should work just fine, especially if you're keeping them inside your house for a few weeks. Just be prepared because they do like to try and fly out earlier than you would think.